Welcome to day 4 of Anne's summer look. Now today we have new cutting dies. We love cutting dies. There are 4 of them, but in total there are 15 pieces.
Right, and they range from cakes to bicycles, butterflies, and lace borders.
I'm sure you're going to find what you love.
And we're going to show you what Anne did with them all.
Right, come play with us. Well, here are the latest, and just like you said, cakes and birthdays and butterflies.
Cakes, bicycles, butterflies, lace borders, but we're going to start with the lace borders. So I'll take these away from you.
And this actually came from our design team. Well, you know, they whined is actually what happened. They wanted lace borders, I think especially Lene, as I recall, and just a beautiful set, both in narrow and wider, so 1 inch and 1 3/4.
And they're both 7 inches long, so that is just a really nice length.
Yeah. And on the back, of course, there is a project. Why would we not show you that?
Right.
But let's see what Anne has done now. She's starting off with a scrapbook page. So starting, you know, kind of simply, but I love what she's been able to do. And of course, this is from her wedding.
I love this. So you can see them here. They are bordering the photos. So the smaller strip, the one that's not quite so wide, is down here at the bottom and up again at the top. Actually, no, I think she cut that one apart. That was the wider border that she cut apart.
Yeah, just cut it down.
Okay, now I have to look at them to sort of get a good idea.
There you go.
So here are what they look like. These were done on suede, and here's the one that's not quite so wide. Here's the wider one. So it looks to me like at the top there, here I'm going to pull this away.
Okay.
And if I said that, yes, she used part of the border there at the top.
So she just cut it in half.
Right. And for the bottom, she used that smaller strip.
But what I like is how simple that is and yet how effective. And she could bring in the colors that she wanted and then also going horizontal or vertically on each side.
Right. And these go right on top of the photo so you can see the photo right through it. I love that look.
And actually just another little piece is right on top of the photo. She's cut apart the flowers to go right on top of the photos also.
So this is the Mirage paper pack and just beautiful. So the border piece set over the blue paper.
And that's from the design tool, right?
Right. Up at the top, we have the design tool kit number 6. And so she took the large circle frame, and the center is out of the circle, and then the outer part. And I love how she's going off the edge with it. That's a great look.
Now, just to make sure you know that you also get the circle on this as well as the outside frame.
Right, so you trace the circle through these lines, you cut that out and set it on top of that outer piece.
Easy, easy, nice. Okay, so this is easy peasy, nice, also good to see everybody. Now, here is a beautiful card that I think is just spectacular.
It's stunning. It is done on the Little Posies paper pack, so you can see that tan flourish in the background, and it just highlights the red that was used on top. Just beautiful.
Just so elegant and so simple with those cutting dies. Then on the inside, just taking the large one and going horizontally beautifully.
It breaks up the design. Vertical and horizontal. It's a nice look. And
gorgeous,
very simple. The edges here of this strip was inked, and that sort of helps it to stand up a little bit.
Pops a little bit. And then with the petaloo flowers.
The flowers, just gorgeous.
And then the For You down there on the tag with the dazzles. Now here is another way that I think is nothing less than brilliant to turn those, which I would never have thought to do this, to turn them into pennants.
Right. Vertically, place them vertically and just cut a V down at the bottom. What a neat idea. I actually just found a new way of cutting that really, really simply to make it even. I could show you that.
Go ahead.
In one of these right here. So there's a couple of different ways to do this. Sometimes people will just sort of cut this way and then try to match it. Sometimes I've seen Paulette do this, which is a great way, is to fold it in half and then just cut them at once like that. But there is one other way, I saw this done, where you cut right up the center of your strip to where you want that to stop. And then you start at your corners and go right to that spot that you just cut.
So that way you've got a meeting point that's equal on both sides.
And I didn't cut all the way through. I was trying not to cut my finger at that point. And There you go. So they're even on both sides. It's just a really simple. You can do that on any kind of paper or anything.
Now this is out of vellum, which I think always adds such a beautiful look. And this is out of the smaller one, but it has been backed on a different.
Right, on the papers from the chalkboard paper pack. I do love that vellum on there. You can see the chalkboard sort of back there. And then the chalkboard embellies used up here. Right. And this looks like a label that was also maybe from a design kit.
Looks like it.
Design toolkit.
Even this little bit down here, just beautifully done.
Beautiful. These are dazzles from the Tiny Words and Phrases dazzles.
I think so. And then on the inside, we have this. And actually, I think this is from the 6-layer.
Right. That's right.
So you'll see that in the gallery.
And just a little strip of that cutting die of the lacy border down there.
You know, I would never have thought to put the lace border with twine.
Yeah, that's kind of a unique look, isn't it?
It's kind of very
it's kind
country.
Of funky and fun.
But works beautifully, gorgeous. Now, another thing you can do is you can weave ribbon through, as this shows.
This is an ingenious idea.
Yes.
It has these natural little scallops within the cutting die, the border there, and you can just lace back and forth and make these cross patterns.
You know, if you remember how you did tennis shoes before Velcro was invented.
Right, just lace it through the holes. That's really sweet.
And then on the inside, we've got that finished off with the die cuts, but just a beautiful look.
And this is the Robin's Red die cut's just beautiful.
Yeah. Doesn't the Best Wishes dazzles just look gorgeous in there?
Sparkly.
Look what Anne has done.
This is a phenomenal idea.
It really is.
This is using, first of all, the another design toolkit. This is design toolkit number 5.
Did you like how I came in there?
Perfect. So you've got that heart, which is a line you will trace right around the center to get that cutout window, and then you've got this scalloped edge to get the outer border for this. And what's great about this is using 2 strips of the wider lacy borders to back that heart. And that's done in suede, and it's just done in parts of the top of the bottom so that you can see through to the center of that card.
And then on the side, too, just absolutely beautiful. Okay.
So you just take that border. I'm just going to lay it on there, and you can get corners, so you can wrap your corners.
I mean, it's just so striking. I love the idea of the window, and the suede. It just adds that wonderful touch to a little bit of ribbon, and then we have a happy birthday on the inside, which is
stamped there.
Also part of the design tool, so you get that also. But just a beautiful look.
Ingenious.
Now, another thing that you can do is to create the ombre look, which I think is so clever.
Now, it's easy to do when you use the Gypsy Jewels paper pack, because you get this one big piece of blue paper that has an ombre look.
Okay.
And then you just successively cut.
Well said.
Was it? Okay. These thin strips, these lacy borders, and then just lay them right back in the order that you cut them. Just beautiful.
So this is all just the narrow lacy border.
Right.
Yes.
Then what we have here is the silver linen specialty paper, and this is actually from another die cut.
You want to bring it in?
I will.
Okay.
This is from the 3 butterflies and 2 shadows die cuts.
And the shadow is the dark blue.
Right.
And obviously the butterfly, and that's been done on the silver linen, which we just find so many uses for it.
And it pairs really nicely with these silver dazzles.
Right.
They're butterfly dazzles that actually have some butterflies and wish on there. Just beautiful.
Isn't that just gorgeous? The detail is lovely. Okay, now, on the inside?
A little bit of a strip right down at the bottom.
Sweet.
And that's another one of the cutting dies. This one has actually been matted.
Okay, because the small one doesn't have a shadow. You have to make a shadow for himself.
We should look at these.
Yes, we should.
So here we're going right into the 3 butterflies and 2 shadows. You've got these little images here that show you what come along in the set, and it's a large butterfly. They range from like 3 3/8 all the way down to this one little 3/4 inch butterfly, and the 2 larger ones have that shadow on there. So individually, those pieces look like this. So in the background here is the shadow, And here's the piece that sits on top of it, and the same with this one, and then that smaller piece.
Excellent. Well, and look what Anne has done. She has used the die cut that she made with the butterfly,
right,
and she's made it into a stencil.
Isn't that great?
So are you going to share with us?
I am going to share with you.
Do you want a craft sheet or not?
No,
okay.
It's not necessary. I have, it's kind of hard to see, but I have the butterfly cut out, the larger butterfly, in brown cardstock. So here it is. I actually kind of used it a little bit already. And here's this crocodile paper. It's a shiny, glossy, so you have to use a Stays-On or a Surfaces. And I have Stays-On Gold, which I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And it's got that nice little protective layer there. And I've got a sponge. And all you have to do is pick up a little bit of that ink and start sponging it through. Here, whoops, I sort of moved it right away when I did it. I'm going to move it because I moved it around. You're going to hold it in place, which I don't feel that you have to tape it. You can just hold it down and just start sponging around. You can use a little bit heavier touch in the center and then a little bit lighter out to the edge and just work your way out.
And you do want to have it extend off the edge of the butterfly because you want to see the shadow.
You want to move it around and get a little bit of a halo out there. And if I move it at this point, you can already see it.
Ah, there we go.
Beautiful.
I thought it was really brilliant to put it on the black crocodile.
Right.
Because
it's a very different look.
Such a good look. So you can see that she used the die cut, as we said, to create it. And then since she probably had it gold by that point, just go ahead and use it on the card itself.
Right. That's the cardstock that has been treated with the Stays-On metallic gold.
And then she did the shadow of it also out of the
more crocodile.
Right.
But see, because she's done that gold in the background, it stands out enough that you can see it.
And right there, she has the hammered gold.
It's a strip going along the bottom.
Yeah, and it too has that texture, less so than the crocodile does, but same idea.
It's a different look, but
a little bit of stamping.
You do have to stamp on it. This one actually was embossed in black.
Right, and then on the inside, you are one of a kind, my kind, and just a reverse with
the
black.
Right.
And more of the crocodile.
Beautiful.
Just really beautiful.
A very
really
elegant look.
Very fun. Nice to think about using them as stencils. And here we come back to some specialty paper.
Right. This is the Silver Ripple specialty paper that's been used on the Fancy Feathers paper pack. And I mean, first you've got these two beautiful butterflies here. There's that ripple that goes everywhere. It's a holographic, so it sort of moves when you move it around. But it's been used on the Fancy Feathers, and I love the little strips on the corners, just little diagonal strips.
She's also added the rhinestones, as you can see, and she's drawn in antenna. Not sure if you can see that.
Just with a small black pen.
Yeah, and then a little bit of stamping. She's matted it. And then on the inside, even more going on.
So in this one, she actually used the butterfly on the patterned paper and then used the shadow on the ripple.
Okay. And
this is great. The little corners, those would be squares that were just cut point to point to get triangles.
And I think that when you've got a holographic, you do tend to get a bit of the movement that's going on just as the card is moved. So that's nice.
So you generally don't have to add a lot to that. That's the sparkle that you need.
Exactly so. And I love the flutter of the small butterflies.
Isn't that beautiful? And this is on the chalkboard paper pack. I love how they're going off the page.
Right.
And all of these different
overlapping
patterned papers. Yeah.
Very nice. There are micro tiny dots in this chalkboard paper, and I think it's really fun to see that been die cut. So,
and there are even some pearls going down for the center for the bodies of those little butterflies. So I love that they're just done on the pattern paper. They're not foam taped or anything. They're just laid on there. It's a beautiful look.
And it really lets the stamping really show and, be the center point. And then on the inside, one big one overlapping this paper as well as the greeting, so you can see everything is touching.
So these are the the stamps birthday greetings.
I think that's chalkboard.
Chalkboard. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
There we go. Now we have a bicycle. So bicycle.
Okay. The bicycle cutting dies. Here we go. I'm going to turn it this way so you can sort of see the bicycle. But what's great about this is that it comes with all of these little these little embellishments that come with it, and it's a really large size to really focus on your card. The bike itself is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches.
Right, so significant size. Now here it is. Oh, you're going to bring in some pieces?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, let me show you. There's the bicycle, so you can really see it standing out there in yellow.
Little yellow
along.
bicycle.
And then you've got 2 different kinds of balloons. One has holes, you know, like dots on it, and one just has this big, that's an all-over highlight. I love the little flowers so that you can create lots of flowers and put them in the basket. But this is like my favorite piece. It's the little handlebar thingies.
Right.
Cut a couple of those and you've got handlebars for your bicycle. Super cute.
Here is a bicycle, and I think this is fun that it's riding along torn paper. So you can see 2 layers there. We've got flowers down here. We've got flowers in the basket. And we'll be friends forever. This has been cut out of a couple of different papers and just layered.
And paper pieced together. Mm-hmm. You know, this one she did not. You know what she did? She's so smart. she used
painted it.
She used Spectrum Noir on top of there, and she colored in the black parts, except for the bicycle, the seat, the handles. She did some paper
and the basket.
Well. Very sweet.
And then on the inside, we've got more flowers going along. Now, let me show you this. This is brilliant. I would never in a million years have thought of doing a bicycle out of vellum.
Out of vellum.
You know,
it's a ghost bicycle.
It's a ghost bicycle. It's just so fun. You can see those balloons going off the handlebars. Right. Speaking of the handlebars, look at that shiny silver.
That shiny silver that you're seeing is Zing embossing powder. It's a glitter embossing powder, super fine, and it just really does a nice job of popping up the spokes, and there's even the handlebars and the balloon, just beautiful.
And look at this card. It's an S-fold card, so the top has been folded back on itself. These phrases are part of the chalkboard paper pack.
Right.
So
there's lots of different phrases. You can just cut them out, you can mat them, and you have a greeting for the inside and the outside.
And just very fun to create that bicycle. As you said, it's a really big size, 5 inches, so it's going to go perfectly across.
2 have been used here. One was cut to fit the front, and also parts of it were actually chalked, so there's a little bit of color there, and on the basket, on the handle.
And flowers on the spokes. You may not have thought of that, but here we are here to show you.
Super cute, and some jewel dazzles
and some thread, just bringing it up.
That twine comes with the chalkboard ribbon set.
Right, it does. Yeah. Now, if vellum isn't to your liking, how about some red fireworks?
That is really exciting.
Isn't that fun?
There it is. It's there it is. It comes at 8.5 by 11. They're just beautiful, those holographic papers.
And for the balloons, how about some purple
circles
and some blue ripple?
Just beautiful. I love the backing the balloons so that they're actually done in a black cardstock. And then they are backed on those different holographic papers.
Very fun. There are the little tails to the handlebars that you like so much.
Some stamping up above.
Just very fun. Just do the whole thing out of the holographic and just really great. This also card was first covered with the fireworks red. And then on the inside, just some of the balloons.
Just a couple of balloons. And these are the birthday greetings stamp set. And just a little bit of the robin's red papers there.
Yes. Now we've gone from bicycles. We're moving on to cake.
Cakes.
Let them eat cake.
Cake, candle, and flower. That's the cutting die set you see here. It's got this very large, gorgeous, tiered, layered cake. This is 3 inches by 4 5/8 inches. It's just this huge cake with a beautiful little rose with leaves and a candle. So cut out, it looks something like this. I cut this one out on silver metallic paper, so it has a very elegant look. And the flower and the candle here, and you can cut several of those candles out, and you can even change the colors of the flames by cutting it out and paper piecing them together. So great little embellishments. Let's see what we can do with them.
Let's start with the scrapbook page, and I think this is just so clever that there is the cake, and it is stamped on the inside using Eat Cake, Celebrate. This is from the birthday greetings.
Right. So this is the evacuated space of the die cut. So save that paper and use it as a frame. Even parts of it were saved and put back in to create that pedestal.
And our flower is going right into her hair.
Great.
Isn't that fun?
That's cute. It's been backed on 2 different kinds of paper. So you just glue that onto paper, and then you cut around the edges to get that backed look.
I think that's a nice little technique right there, letting the paper go on the side.
Oh, cute.
And speaking of a great technique, look at that row of candles. Now, again, just like you said there, this paper was cut, and the evacuated areas is what we're seeing.
So it was run through the die cutting machine with that cutting die over and over until that strip was created, and then the strip was laid over 2 different kinds of paper in the background. There's a strip behind it in that peachy look, and there's a strip in that green look, so that you've got the top and the bottom of the candle.
And I certainly subscribe to this. The more candles, the bigger the wish. I think that's absolutely true. Now, what's down here are some of the button dazzles, just really pretty with the silver foiling.
Backed on different kinds of paper, and they're used as embellishment throughout. Just very cute.
So neat way to go. Now here's another cake. Now in this case, what we want to talk about is that the cake can be for lots of different occasions. This is a thinking of you, and this is a very different use for that cake.
It is. So you can take a die cut, preferably out of cardstock, and you can place it, after you have it, you place it onto your paper and then use it as a stencil for embossing paste, which is what you're seeing. The silver is embossing paste.
That's silver embossing paste, and that's going into the openings, as you can see.
Right. Then you remove the die cut. You cut around the outer edges. You can even use the actual die cut to trace outside the area to cut out.
Actually, you could cut that first, couldn't you? And then just use the other one on top.
Either way.
The roses are out of black, and they've been backed with the red.
Right. But the actual die cut was kept for the cake stand. That was done in black, and then actually you cut the cake stand separate from the rest of the cake, and then you have that die cut. Just beautiful.
The lacy border silver dazzles are what's making that beautiful edge at the top and the bottom.
This shape here is from one of the design toolkits.
I bet that's number 6.
Think it's number 6?
Yeah.
Number 6.
What do you think?
I'm not sure.
Or not. The directions will tell you.
Yeah, check the gallery. It gives you much
5 or
more
6
detailed instructions than we're telling you right here.
And there you go on the inside. Just a beautiful look. Just wishes, best wishes, love you.
Just a few more of those flowers.
Sweet.
Those flowers are just striking in that.
They really are.
Just beautiful.
Now, of course, as a birthday cake, and this is being used with the Gypsy Jewels.
Right.
And you talked about the ombre papers.
There's the ombre paper, just one big cake cut on it, and it gives you layered cake. And I love that it's put over this iris suede, and it's just, it makes such a rich look. I love the suede papers.
Speaking of which, the candles, but the flames have been done again with the silver zing.
No, not with the silver. Is it? No, this is the silver fireworks holographic paper.
My goodness, what am I thinking?
So you don't have to emboss each one of those little things, but you do have to die cut them. So first they're die cut on the yellow pattern paper, and then they're die cut again on the silver fireworks holographic.
And it really
they were laid on top of each other.
Very dimensional. I mean, that's why I was thinking it was, and there's the fireworks.
The same with that little rose. It's done also with the holographic paper.
And you can see the matting right there also was done with the same fireworks, the silver fireworks. And then the happy birthday, I think that's really nice with the dazzles going right up there.
It's very elegant.
Beautiful. And on the inside, best wishes with dazzles and another flower out of the fireworks.
So
beautiful. Now, we know that probably chocolate cake is best. What do you think?
For most people, absolutely.
This has a lot going on.
I'm going to say that it starts out on the center here with this mocha suede. So you've got the die cut of the actual cake on mocha suede.
Right. So
And
it's going to be the brown.
Right. And then it's matted on this gold ripple.
And again, the ripple is giving you that, you know, kind of waves of frosting.
Oh, but look, as you get close, there's chocolate
more
curls on there, but they were done with the encrusted jewel kit. This is the bronze encrusted jewel kit.
So
and
the
there
mica.
are mica flakes in there, these large flakes that you see. And they, in fact, they were just glued in place there.
How fun. You can see all 3 layers have the mica flakes.
And down at the bottom, this is from the Smart and Sassy Saying stamp
Right.
set.
So we've got the cupcakes.
Right. You've got these little, I think of them as truffles, really. Tiny little truffles with a little more, they were embossed down there. And up at the top, I love the saying. Chocolate doesn't ask questions. Chocolate understands.
And we subscribe to that around here. And then here we go. I'm here for you. And I have chocolate, another little truffle right there. Just beautifully done. So the cake can be every day. It can be birthday. It can be anniversary. It can be thinking of you.
Right.
It can be you need a piece of chocolate to cheer you up, just whatever you like. Or you can separate the pieces and look at this tag. These flowers.
Now these flowers, they were done with the silver zing embossing powder. The
but they could have been done with the fireworks,
They could have been with the fireworks. Well, see, it depends on what you have on hand, I guess. So you can use that on, first you want to die cut them, those flowers, and then you want to put Versamark on them and sprinkle with the zing and heat set them. And then back them on vellum.
Right,
and those
beautiful.
That's swirl vellum. A few more of the swirl vellum flowers were just sort of ghosted in behind there.
Oh, just lovely.
And then that's the small fairy stamp.
Right. Yeah. Also with the zing. Mm-hmm. So I think you can tell why we're so excited by the cutting dies. We've got cakes, we've got
bicycles,
we've got butterflies,
lacy borders,
and lots of good ideas. And we'll see you tomorrow for day 5.
See you then.